A slightly more complicated Kebari is a combination of a western pheasant tail nymph and a standard Kebari. For this Kebari, I use brown thread, and again, start ahead at the front. And I like to use, for the soft hackle, one of the feathers at the base of a pheasant rump, since this entire pattern uses ringneck pheasant tail. Tie the feather in. Trim off the tip. And wind the hackle. Using the stem, and again, pulling the fibers forward so that they get that nice cone shape that Kebari have. Trim off the stem and any loose fibers. Wind back. And for this pattern, like a real pheasant tail nymph, use a copper wire rib, which I tie in. Followed by a small bunch of about 3 or 4 pheasant tail fibers that make up the body. Tie those in by the tip. And then wind the pheasant tail fibers forward to create the body of the fly. And at the end, when I tie those off, it's kind of a good idea to keep hold of them so they don't intermingle with the hackle, so that then they can be trimmed off easily. Rib forward with the copper wire. Tie that off. And you probably want to use a heavier scissor to trim that copper wire than your normal tying scissors. Now, just like a regular pheasant tail, this pattern also uses peacock herl. For the thorax, tie that in. Create that collar right behind the hackle. Tie it off. And then whip finish right in back of that collar over those wraps of the tag. Trim, and you have a pheasant tail Sakasa Kebari.